Hello, my name is Samantha Gonzalez, and I run track for the University of Miami. Now that I'm in college, I feel like I have to dedicate my time to running because that's pretty much what I'm here to do. In high school, I dedicated a lot of my time to track also because that was how I was going to get to college. But I don't know, I like to think that I'm a very balanced person when it comes to my time. Like, I like to dedicate stuff for school and like friends and like my personal life, and I'm not really into like a lot of alone time, but I have to dedicate time for that. I mean, it's still kind of a challenging thing. I like to watch Netflix and YouTube, so sometimes I don't always do exactly what I know I should be doing when it comes to like time management, but I think that I do a pretty good job of like evenly dedicating my time to the things that are important to me. Honestly, very recently. Growing up, I always had a lot of ideas of like what I wanted to do. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do this. I always wanted to be some type of professional athlete. Like, it didn't matter what sport I was playing, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a professional volleyball player. I played volleyball for like 3 seasons. I thought growing up I was gonna be a professional athlete all the way, like that was what I was gonna do. I realized like I do have a passion for track, and I would love, if God gives me that opportunity to run professionally, I would love to do that. But even going through college, I've realized that I have a passion for working with children. I am getting my undergrad degree in sports administration, but like I'd have no desire to work in that field, just simply because I don't have a passion for it. I realized, like, as I was going through the classes and going through college and kind of just understanding myself, that I couldn't wake up every day and go to a job, make money, but not feel like I was putting anything into the world. I realized specifically I think I want to be in teaching, and not even necessarily like in ministry, because I kind of had like a conviction of like, how can I be a Christian and not work in ministry and not like be openly promoting Jesus Christ. But I also learned that you could be a garbage man, and if that's what you're doing to promote Jesus, that's what you're doing. Yeah, it was actually really recently that I realized that my purpose is to help shape the lives of really small kids. Maybe something that I do can show them or like be a light in their life. I have actually had a really rough college experience. This is my 3rd year in college. My first 2 years were honestly really hard for me. My first year was really bad. I completely like deterred from everything I ever knew, and I was just like going out, living the like college life. I was like, yeah, this is awesome. And I was just like, on the inside, I was so sad and broken, and I was lost. And so I was running terribly. I had the worst season I had ever had in my life, my freshman year. My sophomore year, I got hurt. I got to a point last year where I got in trouble because I came late to 2 practices. Not on purpose or anything, but I didn't have myself together. And so I showed up late, and I got like suspended for 1 track meet. So I didn't get to compete, and I was really excited to compete, and I was not allowed to. I had to sit and watch. And that was when I called my mom that day. I was crying. I was like, Mom, I can't do this. I need to come home. Like, I can't do it anymore. There's nothing for me here. And I mean, thankfully my mom is an amazing woman, and she really was like, you know what, that you can't come home. You have to go to school, and if you come home, there's nothing for you here. Like, you're gonna be a dropout. You're not gonna have anything. So we need to work on what you need to do in order to continue on. So yeah, I definitely almost lost it all, almost walked away from it all because I wasn't living the way I should have been living. And yeah, it really forced me to reevaluate my life and look at the choices I was making and really decide, like, is this what I need to be doing with my life? First and foremost, my family. I have a big family. I am very close with my family. We didn't have like a lot growing up, so it was really just us, you know. We were always together, we were always really close, so they really shaped me to who I am today and who I like know in my heart that I am. Even though I feel like I kind of got away from who I really was, I've come back and come into my own, and I think that my family is really the main people that I would say shaped me to be who I am today. I do prefer like words, so I have the word refined tattooed on my wrist right here. So when I was a sophomore or junior in high school, I don't really remember, I had a mentor and she had the word abide tattooed on her, I forgot where, it was her arm or her shoulder or something, and she was talking about how she got this tattoo because she studied the word and she really realized that the word abide was like how she chose to live her life and what she decided would describe her. And in that same like time frame, she started talking about being refined and like how a diamond goes through the process of refining. It goes from coal and it's pressed and it's molded and it's formed into the beautiful thing that it is. And so I started to like think about that and process that, and I was like, you know, that's like how I want my life to be, you know? I started off, anyone starts off, I mean, you continue always as a sinful person, as someone who's broken and dirty, and because of Jesus Christ and the people in your life and all these different situations, they mold you and they shape you into who you are, and they make something beautiful. So that's kind of my life kind of word. Well, prayer is really helpful. I always whenever people say like, yeah, just pray about it, I'd be like, okay, well, what happens if you don't hear God talking to you? Like, what if you pray and you hear nothing, nothing happens, you feel the same? I mean, still do it, still pray, even if you don't think it's working, it works in ways that you don't know. Also, I think just kind of losing your sense of comfort and in the fact that like maybe you aren't going to know what your purpose is right away, but you will eventually figure it out, and it doesn't have to fit the worldview. You don't have to fit in with what society tells you. You don't have to, especially as like a college student or students in general, young people, you don't have to live like this extravagant, like fabulous life. If your calling is to live that kind of life and to have a lot of success, then that's what you can do. If you're called to live like a simple life, to have a job like a teacher, like that's okay. It's okay to not be like the world's most successful person. If you're called to be, yeah, like I said, if for some reason you're called to be a garbage man, be the best garbage man you can be. Be the best whatever it is that you want to be. Don't be afraid to be what you and eventually find that you need to be.